Still hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking. Just checking. I still hear Mike. That's a good sign.
Here are your hosts.
Your hosts for this evening, Shaggy.
Who the fuck are you?
Now, back to PTR Radio.
Spectacular group of men. You go find them, you throw your arms around them, you give them a big kiss on the mouth.
This is PTR Radio.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. Sorry, we're a little rusty at this. It's been a few weeks.
Yes. More importantly, Windows decided to update the sound card driver just as we said, let's go live.
Yeah, Mike, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Windows said, you've been off for 2 weeks. It's time for me to push updates. Because I know what you want and when you want it. I'm going to give it to you hard and fast, and you will like it.
You sound like one of the guys from Game of Thrones.
I've never seen it.
And not one of the good ones.
Never seen it. Ah.
I started watching it last week because I needed something else to binge. And, yeah, I'm all caught up, ready for the new season next week. 6 seasons in 2 weeks.
That's like a record.
Needless to say, that's part of the reason why my hair got cut so short. Because I didn't have time.
Viking
No,
look?
I didn't. No, I didn't have time to. I didn't want to have to waste time that I could be watching Game of Thrones, getting my hair cut.
I understand that.
So I get it cut short.
Yep.
And the day I got it cut, I immediately discovered one of the problems is when you have no hair. Shaggy, you'll be able to relate to this. When you have no hair, there's nothing to catch the sweat.
Yes, that's correct.
So I'm out working in the yard and immediately dripping. It got to the point where I cut one of my ShamWows and put it into a headband.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. What I do, at least, is I take, not the ShamWow, but I have one of those slap, cooling towel things.
Okay, but let's just be clear. That works on the principle of evaporative cooling.
Well,
and that don't mean jack when it's 80% humidity outside.
But it actually soaks up a lot of sweat as well.
Yeah.
They do soak
Fair
up
enough.
a lot of sweat. And so I will tie that, in like a do-rag and then put my hat over top of it. Or, so that I protect the back of my neck, I will wear it, long in the back, Lawrence of Arabia style.
Okay.
Because
I
hate my
do
neck
I have
getting
it?
burned.
I have a baseball cap with that material
I've
inside.
seen a lot of those. So, Mike, you were talking about Game of Thrones. Now, is Game of Thrones where is Game of Thrones filmed? What location?
All over. But I think a lot of New Zealand.
Was it New Zealand? Was it Vikings that was filmed in Iceland?
I think so.
I know there was some serial show, some Netflix show, I think, that was based in Iceland and I bring that up because, not because I've watched the show, but I recently got a new toy in the studio. I don't think I talked about this on the last show, but I got a Roku Premiere. the 4K capable Roku
Okay.
to go with the new 4K TV in the office, so that I can suck down all my Comcast bandwidth in a weekend, basically. And one of the few things I found on Netflix that was in 4K was this thing called like Earthscapes or something like that. And one of the countries that they featured was Iceland, because you could see like dolphins and whales swimming, or rainforest or whatever. And I thought, Iceland, I've heard good things about this place. I should check it out, because I think we did a story not too long ago that that area, Iceland, Norway, those areas, is by the way, Gail writing in, try a sponge in your hat, which I used to have a hat that had a piece of sponge in the headband.
Okay, so this is actually, it's funny because this is actually what I wear inside of my goalie helmet now when I play, and it's actually a sponge wrapped in a ShamWow.
Yeah.
And so kind of the best of both worlds.
Yeah. And if your baseball cap has that little like mesh thing on the inside to keep the top, then you could just slide it in there. I would think. I don't know how good it would do from inside there, but But anyway, I was watching the new Roku, and one of the places is Iceland. I now want to go to Iceland because it looks amazing.
That is one of the many, many places the Game of Thrones has filmed.
Okay.
You are correct.
So I now want to go to Iceland, and I think I almost have the wife convinced to go to Iceland, even though she hates to fly. She was white-knuckling it on the flight to Orlando. But I think I have her convinced to go to Iceland.
Might be able to take a cruise.
Well, it's like an 8-hour flight. Mm-hmm. It's actually less to get to Iceland than it is to get to California. Somebody did a flight comparison for me, and they're like, it's less time in the air.
Because
they go up higher. They go up around
faster, and
the North Pole.
Yeah.
So I really want to go there now. The only problem is it's really expensive. It's expensive to go there, because I was looking at a couple of their tour packages, like a 1-day tour to go see like this hidden waterfall and a glacier and some of the other stuff there, because it's a land of fire and ice, Mike. I don't know if you know that or not, but you can see volcanoes and glaciers. $750 a person for 1 day.
Alaska's nice too.
Alaska is nice,
as is like Scotland.
but you know what?
Similar.
A lot of people go to Alaska though, and a lot of people go to the. I have never been outside of the continental United States. I've barely been in any states. Most of them passing through.
Yes. So if you want to leave the continental
I have
United
a feeling
States,
I want to take a real trip.
I would suggest Scotland.
Well, my thought was, if we go to Iceland, then we could probably hit either Scotland or Ireland.
I can see that.
It's not that far away.
I might do it the other way around.
Europe's not that big.
That's true. It is. There is an entire show called I can't remember, but Richard Iwadi is the host.
Okay.
And he gets his friends, other British and one Canadian comedians, and they do like weekend trips to places.
Yeah.
So I'm sure Iceland. Yes, Iceland was one of the ones they did.
So I'm thinking I might want to do that. I'm thinking that the 5 or 10 year plan before I get too old is to leave the U.S., go someplace else, go someplace and make a memory before I lose them all.
I, on the other hand, already have 2 Disney vacations planned within the next year.
See, Kim and I decided that we want to go to Paramaribo.
Is that some type of disease? I'm unfamiliar with that location.
Paramaribo is actually the capital city of, I'm going to say this wrong, Suriname in South Africa.
Okay, you want to go to the kidnapping capital of the world.
No. No, the U.S. has an embassy there.
Okay. The U.S. has an embassy in a lot of places. That doesn't mean that they're safe. The U.S. has an embassy in Mexico. That doesn't mean you want to drink the water even in the embassy.
So, okay, let me just double check here and see. No, I'm sorry. It's in Africa, not South Africa.
Oh, that
It's
makes it
actually
all
in
better.
the northern part.
Okay.
It's
Is
Northern
it
Africa.
okay.
Northern Africa. Here, I will.
So it's in ivory trading Africa.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do ivory trading. There. Now you can see where it is.
All right. Bringing it up. Okay, so that is. Come on, scroll out. So that is South America. That is in the upper rightish portion of the continent.
Oh, wait a minute. No, that's actually pretty close to Venezuela. Venezuela. No, never mind. Maybe we don't want to go there.
That's like just above Brazil. That's still in Brazil, isn't it? Is that still in Brazil?
No, I think, sir.
Or is it in
Suriname?
Guam? Oh, okay. So it is in Suriname.
Yeah, Suriname is in Africa.
No, it's right
Okay.
here. Look, it's not in Africa. It's in South
I'm sorry,
America.
I'm sorry. Yes. Sorry.
South America. Yes.
South America.
Okay, but you're going to a country which is
But-
smack dab in the middle of Venezuela and Brazil.
But there's
Okay.
an article from Slate from 2014 that says, "Why travel to Suriname? The former Dutch colony now run by a drug lord."
Crime statistics. Let's see here. Suriname had a murder in 2012. Suriname had a murder rate of 6.1 per 100,000 population. There were a total of 33 murders in 2012. Actually, I guess that's not very bad. That's better
Well,
than our
there's-
town right now. So it might be good for you. Might not be too bad there.
Get a
Heck,
lot of
we
people
might want to
going.
move if it gets too bad in this town.
Yeah, well. But see, Kim and I know people at the State Department there now
Okay.
because BTG Promotions, a Butterstown company, actually did a batch of water bottles for the conference that they're having for the State Department.
Wow. How did you get that lucrative contract? Well, nope, never mind. Don't want to know. Trade secrets.
Don't want to know.
Besides,
Let's just say that when they initially reached out to us, Kim asked me to look into it because there was the thought that this was the new Nigerian prince. Turned out to actually be legit.
you have to question everything now. But okay, so I want to talk a little bit about. So I went on a vacation recently, right? Okay,
Yes.
That was one of the reasons why we had to delay one of the last shows, because prior to my vacation, all right, the church that I go to, their server, which runs everything, decided to just die. All right, a small business server, 2008. All right, for those of you that know anything about math, it's over 9 years old at this point. Just decided it didn't want to live anymore, and said, no, I'm not going to boot any longer. Now, luckily, all the data was backed up, and so it was good. But that meant that I had to hurry up and run. And we, of course, we found this out Sunday morning, which means that I had to hurry up and build a new server for them to be able to work Monday. Didn't really get everything up until Tuesday. Now I left for vacation that Thursday morning. Okay, so already had trepidation on my mind. Brand new server install, had to go through and put all the machines on the new domain, get everything working, get everybody happy before I had to leave. Very stressful time. While I'm on vacation, not even a week into my vacation, I get a text message from someone at the church saying, hey, what does this mean? All of the documents are encrypted and everyone's getting a message on their machine saying that we need to pay Bitcoins in order to get our data back.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So that happened. I think that was like the following Tuesday after I left on vacation.
Wonderful.
So that server ran for a little over a week.
Yeah.
Before it was ruined. And so I'm like, okay, well, we can restore the data from backup and get you back up and running, but it did leave some damage on the server that I can just kind of patch until I get back. Because where I went on vacation is about 2 steps away from stone tablets. All right. I had to sit next to the window of the house to get 1 bar of service.
Yeah, I can believe that.
So very, very bad. So doing this tethered to my phone on my laptop, not very fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I got back Thursday, the following Thursday at 5 p.m. At 6:30 p.m., I get a call going, hey, just noticed all the files on the shared drive are encrypted again. And
The
we're
hell
getting a
going
message
on?
saying that we need to pay 3 Bitcoins. They did it again. They did it again.
And I've already adjusted my microphones.
Okay. So it was insane. They did it twice.
How?
I don't know. But it was a different cryptoware virus the second time.
Who accepted the friend request from Jaden K. Smith?
I don't know.
Sounds like you need to yank some permissions.
I did, because then I spent the next, because I recovered from backup again, but that second time around, it really screwed up the server. To the point where, in trying to fix it, I did make things worse and ended up clearing out all the passwords to the point where no one could log in. And I found that out Saturday morning, so I ended up spending all day Saturday there rebuilding the server yet again so that Sunday morning service could go off without a hitch. So, yeah, that was... Now, this time around, I told them, you have read writes only. You have read write to your own data, to your own drive, and you have read only to the shared drive. If you want to modify something, copy it to your own personal drive or put it in your OneDrive if you want to collaborate. Otherwise, no.
Yeah.
No.
Sometimes you just gotta lay it to smack it down.
Well, and it would be different if there wasn't 1.5 terabytes of data.
Oh, yeah. That's a big backup.
It took 7 hours.
Now, did you install the Microsoft special patch?
I have done. I've installed everything up to date. I don't know if I did the special patch, but I did the disabling of SMB1.
Okay, that's
which
a
is
good one.
what the problem is.
Because Microsoft did release a patch for XP.
Oh, we don't have
guessing-
any XP machines.
I mean, but I'm assuming it's for that version.
It's for the same thing. Yeah, basically all it does is turn SMB1 off. That's all that did. Because I'm familiar with this particular one because the state has been hit by it as well.
Yes, which is why I can't download anything.
Yeah. So,
I go to compile my applications and it says, nope, can't compile.
Here is a little public service announcement for everyone listening. Okay? We've said it before and we'll say it again, I'm sure. If you don't know the person sending you an email, don't open it. Don't open the attachment.
If you do know them and you weren't expecting a file, don't open it.
Yeah. That was going to be my second point. Only open things you were expecting to get.
And if you do send a document to somebody else, Pick up your phone and text them. Let them know that you're sending a document. That way you have the little, two-factor thing going on. Just make this a habit.
So, yeah. But don't be like my father-in-law and open everything because people want to talk to me. No, they really don't. So.
Those idiotic emails I keep getting. Hi, do you live in Springfield? Delete.
I got how many are you guys getting phone calls from blocked numbers or odd numbers or just numbers you don't expect?
I have
that basically are saying, "Hi, this is so and so from Tim from Medicaid Services," or "Hi, this is so and so from Elderly Research."
AT&T has provided me this handy dandy app for my phone that means that those calls never get to me.
Well, I have started blocking a bunch of numbers, but they're all, they keep spoofing different numbers. They keep rotating their numbers.
The app
out.
takes care of that for me.
What app is that?
It's the. Let me look it up.
I bet it's an iPhone thing.
No, it's a AT&T. What the heck's the name of that thing?
AT&T something. And there's something else. And while I was on vacation, I also decided to dip my toes in the water on something else, and all it's doing is causing me frustration.
Oh, Call Protect.
Call Protect. Never heard of it. Mike, have you heard of it?
I have not.
AT&T.
I'm looking to see if that's AT&T apps. Let's see. AT&T Call Protect. Okay.
Yep. So I'm pressing getting started.
Me too. How much is this going to cost me?
It's free.
Okay.
How many false positives is it going to do?
I haven't gotten any. Some calls, it will allow it to come through, but it'll tell you it's probably a spam call or probably a telemarketer.
Well, then why does it let it through?
Because it's probably. Once it hits verified it is a spammer, then it just blocks it completely.
I want to know. This is just regular, huh?
It's powered by Haya.
Sorry, folks. This is probably the most intriguing thing you've ever seen. I'm sure two guys staring at their phone, now going through this app.
That's okay, because we're showing how quickly it is, how quick it is to sign up.
All right, so basically, it sends you a little code on text message. Available to eligible AT&T wireless customers with compatible devices. Data rates may apply. Blah 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 blah.
So Gail is saying she has an app called Should I Answer?
Okay.
Because that does the same thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because she's on Verizon. So that would Verizon, look for that one. AT&T, look for this thing. Now it says hang tight. We're setting up your account. It shouldn't take too long.
Okay, so now, this is going to be going forward.
Yes.
Okay, so anything that I've already blocked is not imported, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Something I learned is, I had a huge block list on my old phone, my Note 4. And when I upgraded to this, all those blocked numbers were gone.
Yeah.
That didn't port over.
Huh. Weird.
So they all started cutting through again.
And you use the transfer app? The Samsung transfer? Huh. Weird. All right, so I now have it on. We'll see what happens. On that same topic, did you see that Congress is now going to actually start trying to crack down on people that are spoofing phone numbers?
Good.
They said that they're going to start leveraging huge fines on people that do that.
Good.
I think it is a good thing. I think that's great.
Yeah, especially if the fines are higher than the cost of doing it.
Yeah, because that's what the thing has been, is even if you get caught right now, it's okay, the fine was $1,000, but you made $20,000 making the call.
Yeah, but the other way around, too. I want the government to be making money off this.
Yeah.
So they need to have the fine large enough to
fine.
self-fund.
$20 million for every person you dialed. That's what I want it to be.
Speaking of the government, Mike.
What, are you going to say that we finally have a budget?
We finally have a budget.
Yes. Illinois, 2 years. We finally got a budget.
So New Jersey went through a little shutdown, and it made headlines and many memes.
I heard Chris Christie wanted a private beach.
Basically, that was the salt in the wound for everybody.
He just doesn't care now.
Exactly.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. Why should he care?
He knows he's not getting. He's not even going to run for re-election.
He can't.
He can't.
What, you guys have term limits?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, must be great.
He's term limited out, so he literally does not care.
They're not going to take the time to impeach him.
He's term limited out. Trump is not giving him a position at the White House.
Yeah, no.
He is looking at becoming a radio celebrity here in New Jersey now.
Is he going to be the New Jersey Rush Limbaugh?
He's gonna be an idiot, is what he is. No, listen.
Well, I know because he does help out on a radio show, doesn't he?
Well, yes, and one of the hosts is going on vacation, and supposedly Governor Christie is taking over that show for a week.
It's tryout periods.
Exactly. Now,
hey, they should put us on instead. Mike, you get in touch with them, and you say, hey, listen, I don't know what the air schedule is, but we'll do it.
We promise that we don't need any private beaches.
Tell them, hey, listen, we're 1/3 live and local.
Now, here is the hysterical part about all of this. His lieutenant governor, who has won the Republican nomination to be the next governor, is it now introducing a bill to allow people to rent that mansion that comes with the beach.
Yep.
And the companion bill is that in the event of a government shutdown, government officials cannot use that facility.
Okay, a common sense legislation.
Exactly. But you're Christie's second in command.
Yeah, but he's hoping to run for governor.
No, she.
Oh, she is hoping to run for governor. She's distancing herself.
She is running for governor.
Well, there you
She's
go.
won the Republican nomination. Now, this is where New Jersey is completely screwed because we either have Chris Christie's right hand, so basically at least 4 more years of Chris Christie thinking,
Well,
or we have the next John Corzine, the governor who his first week in office raised the sales tax in New Jersey for the first time in my lifetime by a whole percent right away. Boom, done. So this guy made all of his money on Wall Street. His name is Phil Murphy. He made all of his money on Wall Street. He doesn't need to be governor. All right? He's got enough money that he can live comfortably for the rest of his life. He don't care. He's got too many ties to corporate. We're so screwed in New Jersey. It's not even funny.
Colin, I think we can both agree. Millionaires should not be governors.
Millionaires, sure.
Billionaires, no.
No.
Billionaires should not be governors nor presidents.
Now, here's the other thing with Chris Christie. His approval rating right now
is just slightly lower than our governors, which is amazing. I think they're running off. I think they're having a runoff to see who can do worse.
What's your governor's approval rating at?
I think it's like 32.
Chris Christie's is at 15.
I know. Ours better step it up.
Listen, he is 1 point above Rod Blagojevich on all-time lowest approval ratings.
Yeah,
I know he's got it. I know Bruce has got some work to do.
So there's a question I have for you in just a second, but there's one thing I wanted to say about last week's debacle on the budget thing, okay? So here in Illinois, they finally passed a budget, and then the governor vetoed it. And here is the most hilarious thing, which I don't know how much of this got outside of Illinois news. One of the organizations that was pushing for the veto to be overridden is a foundation run by the governor's wife.
Yeah. Well, they're owed money. Millions of dollars.
Yeah, using their own money.
She sued him. His own wife's organization sued him.
It's hilarious. Now, in New Jersey, does the lieutenant governor, is it lieutenant?
Yes.
Okay. Does the lieutenant governor do anything?
I'm sure the office of lieutenant governor does. Besides being acting governor the entire time that Chris Christie was on the campaign trail for the presidential nomination,
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
I'm sure the lieutenant governor has other responsibilities.
See, because
I don't know what they are.
here in Illinois, the lieutenant governor has no responsibilities.
No.
They're only there as a backup in case the primary governor
Gets indicted.
gets successfully impeached and thrown in jail.
Yeah.
So most of our lieutenant governors are people that the party is just trying to get rid of. The whole Teddy Roosevelt thing.
Or they're trying to even out the white card. You
Yeah.
know, like in this case, we wanted to hit multiple, demographics. So we've got a Latin American female. All
Okay.
right.
I didn't even know that.
Susan Mendoza. Oh yeah.
Several years ago, they were actually looking at. I mean, I didn't even know who the lieutenant governor was. That's how unimportant.
Yeah.
Several years
I know
ago,
because we do her website. So.
yes. Several years ago, they were actually talking about just getting rid of the lieutenant governor.
Oh, it comes up every 4 years. It comes up.
because it's completely useless.
Oh, it's a
Okay.
It's a ridiculously paid,
So
staffing thing.
the state constitution says that the lieutenant governor must be appointed as head of a cabinet level department or administrative agency within the governor's administration, with the exception that he or she cannot be the state's attorney general.
That's a good idea. New Jersey,
So,
that's much better than Illinois.
so the current lieutenant governor serves as New Jersey's 33rd Secretary of State. So
Jesse.
what that means.
Jesse White as the lieutenant governor and secretary of state.
Hey,
We have some awesome tumbling acts, man.
exactly. Our Secretary of State here in Illinois is mostly known for having a troop of tumblers up in Chicago. It's Jesse
Okay.
White.
And being extremely senile right now.
Yeah.
He is super old. The only reason he's still in office is because he hates the governor. He actually put up signs around the office when the governor raised the rates of license plates and raised taxes on license plates and everything else, saying, I don't agree with this crap either, but I don't have a choice.
But yeah, he's
He's an old man. It's really old. It's like Hugh Hefner old, all right? That's how old
Yes.
he is.
but has never had even a drop of.
No blemishes on his
Blemish.
record
Yes.
ever.
Unlike previous ones who, got people killed by selling truck licenses to people who didn't.
And my mom met him multiple times because she worked there, and she goes, he's just a great guy. He's just super old and somewhat senile. But he's awesome to work for because he'll come down and he'll joke around with you.
Yeah.
So, about the only good thing that New Jersey has going for it in its two gubernatorial candidates is both of them are for the legalization of marijuana
Oh, God.
for recreational use.
My cousin posted on Facebook yesterday. I believe it was yesterday. She goes, Illinois passed a budget. Yay. However, they still refuse to admit the best way to solve the budget crisis is just legalize weed.
Tax it. Tax it.
And I'm like,
Tax it.
all right, fine. Let's go down this road again. Yes, states that have legalized weed see a huge increase in taxes temporarily. All right. But it's just like the ones who legalize open carry or concealed carry. Yes, there is a temporary reduction in crime. All right. But the long-term effects have not been studied because they don't exist. So you can't say that it's a cure-all. Usually whenever you do something, there's an opposite reaction as well. Mm-hmm. It just takes time to balance it out. It's just like when they increase taxes on smoking, on cigarettes and alcohol. You can't cure your budget problems with an increased sin tax because then people just reduce their usage or quit on you, and you created a dependency on a market that isn't reliable.
Yeah.
Or find loopholes, such as going out of state to purchase said goods.
Yeah, that's happened with Chicago because they decided to tax soda. So people were just going outside of the county.
So that happened in New York.
Are people bootlegging soda now?
Yeah. So that happened in New York City when they banned the larger than 16-ounce sodas. People were coming to New Jersey to buy sodas.
Yeah. So New Jersey's like, thanks, New York. And
then that just drives up traffic, which means, okay, now we really need to push that new railway tunnel under the river that's going to cost $32 billion because more people are going between New York and New Jersey.
Yeah.
And, no, listen, let me get my tinfoil hat for a second here, okay? No, I'm kidding. I don't want to go down this road.
That's
I
what
do
he
not want
needs
to go
is a
down.
tinfoil hat.
We have spent way too much talk on political stuff,
which we normally never.
There actually was one more thing I want to talk about because we were both
Go
just
right
on
ahead.
vacations over the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. And I went to Orlando again because I took my parents and I took my sister and her family, my 2 nephews.
And you said it was great spending time with all of them.
Yes, for the most part, it was great.
And you do it again in a heartbeat.
And
it was amazing that
it
you
was
said
not nearly as hot and crowded as I feared, being that early in June.
But,
But,
it was ridiculous in North Carolina. I'm going to tell you that right now.
But between my cooling towels and the fan that I bought to hang around my neck and stuff, but one thing I noticed is
And the cooling suits.
how weird laws are about alcohol amongst the different states. And I really realized just how easy it is here in Illinois, where the only law really is
you have to be 21.
How late you can, Sunday mornings you can't buy alcohol.
I don't even think that's necessarily a law. I think it's just a convention amongst a lot of the resellers.
It's the law. It's on the.
Is it?
But here's the thing. Okay, Florida. You cannot buy liquor anywhere but a liquor store, which means that everything costs more. Like the cheap stuff that we could buy here is like as expensive as the expensive stuff we buy here, which is funny because the expensive stuff is about the same cost. But we came back, we flew back to Indiana, and then we went because I wanted to buy Yuengling just showed up in Indiana, so we can now buy beer there on the way home. In Indiana, only liquor stores can sell cold beer.
Okay, let me do a clarification on what we said about the hours. There is no Sunday restriction statewide. Local municipalities, such as our town,
yes, a town definitely
did
has one.
a restriction on Sundays. But the only statewide, okay, beer, wine, liquor, a lot of places, like you said, you got to go certain places for different things. In some states, you got to go to a state-run store to get everything. Other ones, you can get beer and wine at one place, but hard liquor, you got to go to the ABC, whatever. All right. Here, beer, wine, liquor, grocery stores, gas stations, wherever you want to pick it up, have a ball.
Yeah.
All right. There's no sale hour restrictions ever at all, period, statewide.
Statewide, yes.
All right. Bar closing time, 1 a.m. to 5 a.m., depending upon municipality. So in other words, there's no set closing time in the state.
Right.
If a municipality wanted to, they could have a 24-hour bar. Which makes this state good at something.
Yes. And then, like I said, Indiana, you can buy beer at a gas station or a supermarket. It just can't be cold.
And you can only buy it from 7 a.m. to 3 a.m. Evidently, Monday through Saturday, and there's no sales on Sunday at all, according to statelicquorlaws.com.
So I'm curious, what New Jersey?
New Jersey. Let's see if it lines up.
Well,
because Mike can tell us whether it lines up or not.
Bar closing is municipality based.
It says 2 a.m. Do you have any bars open past 2 a.m.?
There are few bars that are open past 2 a.m.
Okay, so it may be.
So they may get variances or
Right.
have an exception or what have you. But beer, wine, liquor has to be bought at a liquor store. There are no state stores. You cannot buy beer in a grocery store.
Okay, so this is outdated because it says beer at grocery store, wine and liquor at liquor stores only, which I assume means state-run.
Okay,
stores.
actually, let me backtrack because there are some grocery stores that do sell beer and wine, but not cold.
Okay. So that could
And
be what they mean.
but gas stations and grocery stores, no place around here. There are specialty places like Trader Joe's that will sell liquor if the municipality allows it.
Yeah.
It's not work because Trader Joe's is one of my favorite places to buy stuff like that.
And it says
They're opening a Trader Joe's about 20 minutes from here, and we've already been told that the town did not or allowed them to build, but did not grant them a liquor license.
what? How are you going to get
So,
$3
no.
Chuck?
Well,
You're not.
You don't really want $3 Chuck, but they do have lots of other good stuff. If we do not have a Trader Joe's less than 2 hours away, and if one ever moved into town, you probably would not be able to get into it because there would be a line several days long. Just like
Now,
the Chick-fil-A.
There are also some municipalities that don't allow alcohol sales before noon on Sundays. And for the big chains like Costco and BJ's, the state only they have multiple locations, but the state only granted 2 liquor licenses per chain. So there may be 5 Costco's in the state of New Jersey, but only 2 of them can sell alcohol. And one of them is close to us. The funny part is, if you go in on a Sunday, they open at 10. If you go in on a Sunday at like 11:30, you'll see people off to the side with full shopping carts. They can't get in line until noon because they're buying alcohol.
So you're saying it's like Black Friday.
Basically.
I found another article which seems to have more updated data information because it matches what you said about New Jersey. And for Illinois, it says sale is not state controlled. On-premise sales, in other words, bars, are allowed from 6 a.m. to 4 a.m. So there's a 2-hour window that every bar has to be closed. So if the municipality allows it, you could be open 22 hours a day.
And I can guarantee you that those 2 hours are designated by law to give them time to do the proper cleaning.
Yes, I'm sure. All beverages can be sold in grocery stores. All sale laws are up to local municipalities. Sales on Sundays, which is what you were talking about, are not allowed until 11 a.m., which I think you may be correct on that. I think that other one was outdated data. I think this one's right because it says this actually comes from insurance companies. So I would believe this one first. So, yeah. But,
So just interesting, there is one thing that Illinois
gets right.
right.
And we're cheap at booze, too.
Yeah,
Because realistically, our state, people say, oh, the liquor tax is huge in Illinois. No, the only people that think that live in Illinois.
yes.
They don't travel anywhere else. It's like, if you want to get cheap cigarettes, go to Indiana. All right? If you want to get cheap booze, stay in Illinois.
Although Missouri isn't bad.
No, Missouri's not bad either.
Yeah.
But, I mean, East Coast, good Lord.
Yeah.
I took booze to Maine with me when I went to Maine 15 years ago.
Yes, and we also decided from now on, when we go to Orlando, we have to take mustard with us.
Mustard. What, do they not have the right mustard?
Right.
No Heinz mustard?
No, they had Heinz
No
mustard.
French's mustard.
They had French's mustard.
Well, what other 2 mustards do you need?
They don't. No, let me guess. They only had yellow mustard, not spicy mustard.
No, they didn't have Plockman's.
What the hell is that?
Okay.
Plockman's is the best mustard.
He's talking about the one that comes in the barrel.
Yes.
All right. It's not a local mustard, but I don't see it in a lot of places. I will give you that. All right.
Plockman's is the best mustard.
I like French's. I don't care. I don't actually like Heinz mustard. Heinz is a ketchup company. Make ketchup.
Their mustard is terrible. Even the new mustard is terrible.
The hard-hitting news here, folks. Which mustard is best? That's what this show is about.
Mostly I'm just trying to...
Maybe we should ship Mike some Plockman's mustard. He can try it on his pork roll.
You don't put mustard on pork roll.
If you make a sandwich, sometimes you would.
No.
But let me guess, you never put ketchup on pork.
No, I'll put ketchup.
You put ketchup on a pork roll. Okay.
Pork roll, egg and cheese sandwich, salt, pepper, ketchup. That is the Jersey way on a hard roll.
No, you put it on a
That is
soft,
the Jersey way.
soft biscuit, folded egg. That's all you need.
Know. You don't know.
Breakfast belongs on a soft biscuit.
No, it belongs on a Kaiser roll.
It belongs on an English muffin.
No, not anything but an English muffin.
Or maybe an everything bagel, not toasted.
Anything but an English muffin. All right. Jeez.
And don't try and pawn off one of those jumbo-sized Thomas's English muffins, the size of 2/3 pound burgers, this big as my head. No. Don't do it.
Now,
Keep your mutant English muffins away from my food.
Speaking of food and, stores, you guys obviously saw before we went on vacation that Amazon has now bought Whole Foods.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. The hippies in their Birkenstocks. God.
I loved some of the tweets, though. Some of the tweets were great. Krang T. Nelson writes, Amazon 1998, hello, we sell books, but online. Amazon 2023, please return to your Prime house for your nightly Prime meal, valued Prime citizen. All right. Jeff Bezos. Alexa, buy me something from Whole Foods. Damn it. I just triggered my damn speaker. Jeff Bezos. Alexa, buy me something from Whole Foods. Alexa, sure, Jeff, buying Whole Foods now. Jeff Bezos, go ahead. Amazon buys Whole Foods for $13.7 billion, roughly equivalent to 11 shopping bags of their organic berries. Checking out at Whole Foods, see cashier put a Fire Phone in my bag. Hey, what's that? I didn't buy that. It's free.
I thought I was being creative with when I shared the article. But don't worry, the memos going around were printed on recycled paper that was guaranteed gluten-free.
Amazon Improv, Bezos. I need a suggestion for my money. Crowd, pay your workers more. Bezos. I hear buy Whole Foods.
Okay. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to check the thing. Gale, car dealerships are closed on Sundays in New Jersey. And Dune saying Midwest State Fair is anything on a Krispy Kreme donut. Listen, that fad of like burger donuts and just stop it, okay? Stop it. Stop with the donuts.
I don't think we ever had Krispy. How often have you gone to the Illinois State Fair?
I usually try and hit it one day, but there are only certain things that I do.
Right.
I mean, I do the same thing every year.
But I've never seen Krispy Kremes at the State Fair.
No, I mean, I have seen, deep fried concoctions, but not Krispy Kreme because they're not big here.
No.
I mean, they're fundraiser donuts is what they're known for around here.
Yeah, we just recently got an actual Krispy Kreme shop.
Yeah.
But people still just...
I mean, we have real donuts here, Mellow Cream.
Yes.
We don't need Krispy Kreme. We have Mellow Cream donuts, which are the best donuts in the world, bar none.
Yes.
So,
no,
suck it.
Okay. Does that donut shop have an order form?
No, we're old school. If you don't get there when they open, you're out of luck because the ones you want are going to be gone, and that's just tough because what they make in the morning is what they sell. They don't make any more. That's part of the fun of Mellow Cream.
But
If you don't get there in time, you're ass out of luck. Unless you want to drive to another Mellow Cream where maybe they might have some.
But also, understand, Mellow Cream no longer owns the Mellow Cream stores because the main company just now makes the dough. So basically, if you buy a donut anywhere within a very large radius of Springfield, Illinois, in any supermarket, it's probably a Mellow Cream.
Okay,
They're
so
biggest supplier.
So
he
it's similar. It's similar to Dunkin' Donuts around here.
No.
That no matter where you go, it's gonna your donut is basically gonna taste the same. It's just a question of how stale it is.
And Mellow Creams are never stale because they have potato in them.
Oh,
That's their
and
secret.
they're made every day, and they sell out every day.
Yes, they do.
They never have any. If you're lucky, there's 5 boxes of day olds. They're in a white box, plain white box, and those are what they have the next day. But they're all crap donuts. They're the junk nobody wanted.
I think I can explain this to listeners of what the difference is between a Mellow Cream donut and a Krispy Kreme donut.
Uh-huh.
Okay, if you pick up a 3-hour-old Krispy Kreme donut,
Hard
and
as
what
a
you
rock.
have is a piece of candy that has donuts inside it. And it's hard. It's a hard sugar shell, right, around the outside. You pick up a 3-hour-old Mellow Cream donut, and it looks like it was just out in the rain because it's all wet and soft and delicious.
No.
So what you sent was welcome to Duck Donuts, warm, delicious, and made to order. This is like the opposite of Mellow Cream. Mellow Cream says you'll take what we give you, and when we're out, we're out.
But we make the same thing every
We
single
make the
day,
same
so it
thing
doesn't matter.
every day. The only thing we've done
So-
is we have made the Honeymooners smaller over the years. That's the only thing. That's the only difference that they've made. So here you start with a coating, pick a topping, and choose a drizzle. Now I do kind of like the idea of gourmet donuts, but that's what this is. This is a gourmet donut.
If I want a gourmet donut, there's a place down in St. Louis. I go to that place.
But I do see that catering's available. How do you cater gourmet donuts? Do they just make a variety? Prices vary by location.
Of course, because it's all independently operated.
Ugh. I don't know.
Since we're talking donuts, I'll go ahead and throw it out. My kryptonite. The thing that I have the hardest time resisting is an apple fritter.
Yeah. That's I won't say it's kryptonite, but yeah, I do like a good apple fritter. Suddenly, all of us are like, God damn it, I
We're
want a
just
donut.
looking at donuts now.
I want a damn donut.
I found Mellow Cream's site, and they just have pictures of all their donuts. God, I want all of them now. And I got to start my diet like tomorrow because
Okay, so-
I've gained back half my weight.
Since we were talking about Amazon and Whole Foods,
Yes.
let's just talk about in 1 hour,
Yes.
Prime Day starts.
I don't even think it's 1 hour.
It's
I think it's
Starts
now.
at 9
no,
o'clock.
It's 58 minutes.
Is it?
Yep.
I thought it's
9 o'clock Eastern. No,
Okay.
9 o'clock Eastern. They've been doing like
Okay.
little deals up to like, okay, free ebooks. I'm
Okay.
like, yeah, okay.
I was
You know
actually I was actually thinking that we should go over a bit on the show, so that at 8 o'clock we can spend like 10 minutes going through the deals and see if there's anything good.
Now when we talked about this in show prep, I said I have been sitting here with a couple of things in my cart all week in hopes that either the price will drop because it's a Prime deal or a Prime Day deal, or I see something that I'm like, oh, I have to have that, and I just order it.
Yeah.
And I am not sure. I'm not looking for anything in particular
No.
on Prime Day. If the price is right, I could be considered. Would consider getting like a dot or something.
Oh, they're supposed to be reduced like 20%. And they got refurbished big cubes like what I got, or big cylinders like what I got for like $90, which is about $60 off.
Because Kim sits upstairs and she streams either Pandora or Spotify or one of those things. She streams that pretty much all day, and now her computer is also on a wireless connection, and she complains that her computer sometimes is slow. And I'm thinking it's because you're streaming music all the time, and it's eating into your bandwidth. So if I were to get her either a Tap or an Echo Dot or whatever, and she could stream that, it would free up resources in her computer.
Yeah. And then she can control it with her mouth.
Now,
The downside to that is she better make sure it's hooked up to her Amazon login, because I am not going to be paying for stuff that she accidentally orders.
Well, just don't turn that on.
Oh, don't you worry about that.
I don't have instant ordering turned on. I also don't have, instant call the police turned on. I don't have instant Texas conversation to my, insurance agent turned on. I don't have any of that crap turned on. So, no.
See, now my grandparents got the Tap, and they've liked it very much because it's easier to carry around the house.
Well, that's the battery-powered one. But the
Right.
problem with that one is it doesn't... See, you don't want the Tap. You want either the Echo or the Dot, Mike, I would think, because that is just listening all the time.
Right.
And on all the time. The Tap, you actually have to touch to get it to start listening to you.
Which is perfect for grandparents.
Although it's battery-powered, so that's a bonus. But they actually do make now battery packs for both the Echo, tall one, and the Dot.
The downside to the Dot is that's got to be hooked up to external speakers.
Doesn't have to. It does have a small speaker in it.
Yeah, but
It's not the best in the world. But it can connect to either a Bluetooth speaker or a wired speaker.
Right. So now there has to be a deal on a Bluetooth speaker.
Oh, well, you don't think there will be? There will be.
Actually, if you go and look at the Dot's ordering page, they have packages.
So, yeah, there will.
Okay, well, we will see if there is a... Okay, I'm not getting a Bose sound link to go along with this
I'm looking
thing.
at it, I'm like, that's stupid, because the Dot actually has a speaker output.
Yeah,
So you don't really need a Bluetooth to something. You just need a speaker.
Yeah, just get a cheap pair of PC speakers.
Yeah.
If you really want. I mean, you don't have to do that, but, if you really want to. All right. In addition to Prime Day coming up, which is really big, it is big, but last year they had a bunch of nothing. All right. There wasn't much on it that we wanted.
Last year there was a wait list for a damn stapler.
I mean, so I sure hope that they fixed it. Give us stuff that we actually want.
The delay on the stream is hurting me right now, because mellow cream glazed is great, roasted on a stick over the campfire. Roasting donuts over a campfire. Gail, you have taken it to the next level.
That is, I've never done. Your family does some interesting things there, Colin.
That is some hardcore stuff.
That is
serious hardcore. Wow, I couldn't hang with you guys.
Just wait till you hear what we deep fry.
I ain't even. Oh, you wanna go deep frying? Okay. We have entire restaurants built around the deep frying.
Oh, there's a food truck that visits where I work. And I just call it the fry truck because they have fried cannolis full of Italian beef and fried cannolis full of cream cheese. Don't blank.
I don't know.
The cake, cheesecake.
The cake, that's cheesy.
The cheesy
cheesecake.
cake. Yeah, cheesecake.
The cheesy cake.
They have a giant fried cannoli full of cheesecake. And they have, basically, it's like a food truck where they're like, can we fit this in a fryer? Because if we can, we'll serve it.
Okay.
It's terrible, but it exists.
Of course it does.
What's worse is it looks like they had a 5-year-old draw a picture of them stuck on the side of their truck.
All right. So other stuff that went on. We've got. Oh, there were some Amazon Prime products that I found. 10 genius Amazon products for the shower. Did you guys have a chance to take a look at this?
I did not, but
so there is a shower-proof notepad for your ideas, and a suction cup wine caddy to hold your wine glass, because you need wine. Because a shower beer is not good enough for the elite. They need shower wine. Of course, quick drying organizer. That all makes sense. Shower drain hair catcher. Yep, some people definitely need that. Snap off fabric liner.
Oh wait, is that the tub shroom?
The tub shroom.
The hair catcher thing? Is it called tub shroom?
This is.
But it might be. My mom has one of those. It works very well, but
it doesn't say tub shroom.
It might be a knockoff.
It just says stand up protector strainer. Snap off fabric liner, the shower cup holder for your wine glass, fogless shower mirror.
Okay, this is a knockoff of the tub shroom.
The shower caddy for oversized bottles. The luxury shower head. I think my wife really wants one of those. But I'm like, let's get a new shower first before we go adding more to it.
Oh, it's easy to take a head off, put it in a new shower.
I know, but before we start throwing more water around in there, I want to make the shower bigger. Call me strange. And the bathroom toy organizer. Everybody needs those. And then the waterproof shower clock radio. I still like the Bluetooth suction cup speaker. That's handy. I don't listen to the radio. But, a Bluetooth speaker, okay. So, those are some of the Amazon products that you could possibly get. What else do we have here? Oh, well,
yes.
Let's see here. It's just about time for a break, though. So, I think what we'll do is we will take a quick break in just a few, as soon as I figure out what we're going to do for a break. And when we come back, we've got lots of stuff to talk about, including our double feature movie review, which is this time going to be, let's see here. Yeah, there we go. All right. Which is this time going to be Robot Overlords and Stolen. Both movies I'm very interested to see what you guys have to say about. So with that said, we are going to be right back in just a few. Everybody, please stay tuned. You're listening to PTR Radio. We'll be back in just a few.
An investment of 2.5 cents will never make you rich. Yet, when that 2.5 cents is used to purchase a condom and combined with HIV prevention education, it becomes an investment in life. Every minute, 10 people are infected with the virus that causes AIDS. and almost half of those infected are under the age of 25. For more information, visit us at populationaction.org. Family planning, woman by woman, family by family.
Your kids can study American history in the classroom, but you can show them history face to face. Hi, I'm Morgan Freeman. At Valley Forge, the American Revolution springs to life. At Gettysburg, you can walk an actual Civil War battlefield. For help in planning a parks trip, go to www.eparks.org, a free service of the National Parks Conservation Association. Or call 1-800-NAT-PARK for a free parks map. American heritage is in our national...
Bud Light presents Real American Heroes.
Real American heroes.
Today we salute you, Mr. Golf Ball Washer Inventor.
Mr. Golf Ball Washer Inventor.
The time-honored game of golf is the sport of kings, and kings don't play with dirty balls.
Don't play dirty.
Because of you, we can give our balls a sudsy tumble at every tee. The result? Clean, shiny balls every time we whack 'em.
Flying high.
Drive after drive, putt after putt, hole after hole. Our dimpled balls stay clubhouse clean.
Keep on driving.
So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, Mr. Launderer on the links. You are in our thoughts every time we jiggle our balls.
Mr. Golf Ball Washer.
Imagine you're at a soccer match and your favorite player has the ball. As she zeroes in on the goal, you want to yell, "You can do it, honey!" She shoots, she scores! You go to scream, "That's my baby!" But nothing comes out when you've got a crushed voice box. If you had only been wearing your seatbelt when the truck came out of nowhere, your throat wouldn't have slammed into the steering wheel and you wouldn't have gotten silenced, and this story wouldn't have gotten all twisted. So buckle up, because you never know. A message
Live from the WNHB newsroom in Fords, New Jersey, it's Action News with Harvey Firestein and Cheryl McIntosh.
Hello, today a 5-car pileup had traffic at a standstill due to a memory exception error that had occurred at memory location 08XU13Q5. Please contact your system administrator if the problem persists.
Oh my. Moving on to historical news, today there was a reenactment of the Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech at the Capitol. Here is an audio clip taken from that event.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that updates are ready to install, and in order to keep the system protected from security exploits, you should apply the updates as soon as possible.
Funny, I don't remember the speech going that way, but then again, I'm white.
Moving on to sports, let's check in with Mr. Football himself. John, over to you.
Yo, what's going on, sports fans? We got a lot going on tonight, including the big game between the Eastern Indians and the Western Parsker in C://NHP Radio /default.s in line 158. Gettable area extends beyond array bounds. A lot going on, so be sure to get out and watch the big game tonight, and we'll have more updates at 11.
I'm going to kill those repair guys.
And now we throw it over to Steve to let us know what the weather outlook's going to be like for the next few days. Steve?
Thanks a lot, Harvey. Well, folks, put away those umbrellas, because the rain that we've been expecting won't be coming around until this weekend, thanks to a high-pressure zone coming up into our area from the south. Tonight, you can look forward to Arrow 404, alt, binaries, erotica, tap dancing, midget porn. Your quota has been exceeded. So get out there and enjoy it while you can.
Will someone please fix that damn thing?
How the hell am I supposed to do the news like this? Please stay tuned to this network for the special encore presentation of the President's State of the... This program has performed an illegal operation and will be ended prematurely. You two can have larger breasts in only 2 weeks by using our special dietary supplement? What the hell? I'm out of here.
In closing, we bring you this recent press announcement from President Bush.
Today marks the end of an era for those nations who still oppose the United States of America. Our message to those militant groups still hiding in Iraq is clear. Your 24-hour evaluation period has expired. In order to continue using this program, please visit www.acmeteleprompters.com to register this product.
Audio edit from No Holds Barred Radio. www.nhbradio.com.
Bud Light presents Real American Heroes.
Real American heroes.
Today we salute you, Mr. Fortune Cookie, Fortune Writer.
Mr. Fortune Cookie, Fortune Writer.
Most writers leave their wisdom in a book. You leave yours in a cookie.
Crunchy cookie.
Sure, they taste good, but it's the information you provide that we're really hungry for.
Love is round the corner.
Though your tablet is small, your message never is.
Show me the way.
Of course, the Mushu pork and the egg foo young fill our bellies. It's your inspiration that keeps us well nourished. So crack open a nice cold Bud Light, Mr. Fortune Cookie, Fortune Writer, because when you say our luck is about to change, we believe you.
I don't need formal education.
Welcome, everybody, and we're back. PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. Sorry for the slightly longer than normal break. But nobody's here to feed the dogs.
Except you.
Except me. And, well, in about 15 more minutes, they were going to start going crazy.
Yes.
So, if we didn't want them barking and annoying us because their internal clock knows when you're late to feed them.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Needed to take a break and feed the dogs. So, now they've been fed, they've been let out to go pee, and everything is good. So, now we can continue with the show. But anyway, so when we were last, let's see here. Oh, I know. Here's a good article I came across, and I think we can all agree this might be a good idea. Japan has decided that elderly people should no longer be allowed to drive cars unless they are equipped with automatic braking technology. What do we think about that?
My grandparents have automatic braking technology in their car. It's pretty useless, so it better be really good stuff.
Well, it's from the Japanese, so probably is.
Theirs is not Japanese.
Yep. That's crap, probably. Is it American made?
Chevy, I believe.
Yep. Nah. They need the good import stuff.
I'm torn about this. I think it's going to keep people on the road that shouldn't be on the road anyway.
Okay.
And there's part of me that strongly believes that when you reach a certain age, you should be required to take a retest.
Oh, I completely agree. Well, like around here, once you hit a certain age, every year you have to take a retest. Because I know my father-in-law bitches about it every year.
Now, by a retest, I mean I don't mean the exact same driving test. Because honestly, I don't think parallel parking should be part of a retest. Or maybe you try to parallel park, and if you don't do it, it's like an exemption on your license. You got to put like rookie stripes on the back of your car.
You're only allowed to park at the very front or the very end of on-street parking.
Yeah.
And
Here in Illinois, parallel parking is not even part of the test.
No.
Okay, in Jersey it is, and I don't know why, but it is. And me personally, I will not parallel park if I have any option, unless I can pull straight into the space.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, like roadside parking. If it's the last or the first spot and I can pull right in, fine. I'm not pulling in between two vehicles.
Now, I traditionally don't. I'll look for the in spot somewhere, and I don't mind walking a little bit. Mostly because I don't want to hold traffic up while I parallel park.
Yes.
Exactly. Now, the parallel parking assist, if I've never been in a car that has it, but if it works as good as it shows on the commercial, which we know it doesn't, that's probably, then maybe if your car has that, then fine. You shouldn't even have that as part of your test. But the problem I have with this braking system, to me, it's just one more thing that could fail.
Well, it is, obviously.
I'm a firm believer in simplicity when it comes to certain things.
Well, but you look at it as this is an augmentation. It's not it's not reliance. It's not like the self-driving cars that took the steering wheel away. All right, this is it's the same thing as airbags. All right, it's like, hey, this is here in case. It's not in place of you keeping from getting in an accident. Right. This is in addition to everything else that's supposed to keep you from getting hurt. Here's something else.
Well, it's actually it's free. See, the thing is, cars have lost a lot of their hydraulics. So
true.
You have a lot more electric.
It's all drive-by-wire.
Yeah, you don't have a wire going from your gas pedal to the.
Which you lose a lot of feel.
Pedal. Yeah,
but feel the car.
So much of the car is already done because it's adding simplicity by removing all of this hydraulic stuff that goes bad. You switch to these little electronic pieces that are much easier to replace. But all this other stuff like automatic braking just becomes free.
Yes.
Well, it becomes a simple add-on. It doesn't become
free.
See, it's a simple add-on.
I also look at it as the cars need, so you have connected cars now.
Yep.
We saw what happened with the Jeeps. That you could hack into the damn Jeeps and control the cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a bad example.
I want some reassurance that...
You want the other example where it pins a celebrity up against the gate and kills him? You want that example?
What kind of car was that?
That was a Jeep.
Jeep Cherokee,
okay,
I believe.
Again, bad example.
Okay. What's your definition of a good example of a car gone wrong?
Anything that isn't a Chrysler product, because anything that's a Chrysler product is automatically a bad idea.
Well, I'll tell you
a recent Chrysler product.
So, how about
clear about that?
Okay,
pre-Cerebus takeover.
Well, let me
when
just...
Chrysler was offering lifetime warranty, that's when the crap started to go downhill with the name Chrysler.
Let me just add into this that the panel didn't come by this just because they hated old people. All right. Traffic accidents caused by people 75 or older are on the rise, though fatal accidents overall are on the decline. So they admit more safety features are saving people's lives, but there is a tendency the older you get, the more accidents you cause. The panel's proposal calls on the government to create a new driver's license that limits seniors to vehicles with advanced safety systems that can automatically brake or mitigate unintended accelerations. Seniors could also be restricted to driving at certain times or in certain areas. Now, my father-in-law, for all of his faults that he has, and trust me, there's plenty of them, has recognized that he should not be driving at night anymore. Why isn't that just a certification on the driver's license? I've got one that says I have to wear glasses, all right, or contacts. Why isn't there one that says I have to be driving during the daytime? All right? Because as you get older, your night vision does go. And I don't care how bright your damn beams are, it's not the same.
Night blindness when driving is not as much of an issue with how bright your lights are. It's more of an issue of how quickly your eyes can adjust from light to dark because of oncoming lights.
Yes. Agreed. Sorry, poor choice.
Well, no, I'm just clarifying that. So you're right that, see, the law has to be written in such a way that it's not forcing the elderly to go out and buy a new car with this feature. Yes. There has to be a no-cost alternative to that. And if it's restrictions from driving, so be it. There you go. Rookie stripes again.
Illinois does have a daytime only thing that you can put on your license.
Okay, well, they should start doing it then, because they're not doing it.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Well, part of the problem. Eye doctors can diagnose night blindness, but it's not a reportable.
Yeah, it's not
thing.
It's not normal in the testing, I'm sure.
But no, my point is, okay.
Because like when I go to get my license renewed
in the state of New Jersey, if you're diagnosed by a medical professional with Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, and there's others, they are required by law to notify the DMV, and your license will be revoked.
Okay.
So that's what I mean by it's not a reportable condition.
Well, yeah, and
so if an eye doctor diagnoses you with night blindness now, and I'm not saying that there is a test for it, but if the doctor says, yeah, you have night blindness, here's definitive proof, the state should say, okay, eye doctor, you must now fill out this form and send it in to the DMV. And guess what? Your dad gets a letter in the mail saying your license now has the N restriction on it.
Yeah.
Meaning you can't drive at night.
Yep. Makes sense to me. I think they should do it. I don't know why they don't, but they don't. All right.
As the benefit, since you can no longer drive at night, you get 5% off any alcohol sales because you can't go to the bar.
Or at least you should get 50% off bus pass. Or, well, most seniors get a senior bus pass anyway, but there you go, 10% off Uber. We're stimulating the economy.
For what you're saving on gas, tolls, insurance, and what have you, you can now Uber everywhere you want to go.
Uber. Or Lyft. We won't prompt one company up and not the other one.
Or you can get a discount on Prime. You get free membership at Prime Pantry.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll bring you your stuff.
There you go.
All right. Well, it is time. For a copyright violation.
We haven't had one in a while. Have we?
Nope. That's right. It's the Double Feature Movie Review brought to you every show where we pick two movies. The idea of this came from Netflix's, hey, you might be interested in, category that you see every time you log in. We take two movies from the recommendations, and trust me, we get a ton of them, and from ones that you guys submit. So if you think you have a movie that you think we should watch, put it on our Facebook page. Send it to us. Everything gets a shot. So if you have a great flick on Netflix, Amazon Prime, or YouTube, yes, we do YouTube movies as well. Then send it to us.
We don't like to.
We'll add them. The only one we've done from YouTube so far was FDR American Badass, but we're open to more. In fact, I have 5 more written up on my board that I found in Amazon Prime recently that are potentials for next time. I did some searching, and there's some good ones up there, Mike. There's some real good ones. And
doing hate life.
There are some gems, my friend. Real gems.
Aren't we?
What?
Don't we have a Sharknado coming up soon?
We do have a Sharknado coming up soon, and we were going to live stream the Sharknado. That is in August, I believe, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's in August. So, 2 movies for tonight, as I said earlier, Robot Overlords and Stolen. And Mike, will let you pick which movie we go first with.
All right, so let's go with Robot Overlords.
Robot Overlords is first. And who do you want to go first?
I'd like Colin to go first.
Colin.
Okay, just a second. Let me queue up information.
Give us. You did watch the movie, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I think we all agree we all watched these movies, but they were a while ago. So none of us wrote the reviews when we watched it. We waited until the last possible moment and then wrote the reviews, which is how we do things around here.
But we watched it last minute before the previous show that didn't happen.
Yeah, traditionally it's Sunday, and we're all going, what movies were we supposed to watch again?
Or Monday before work.
Yeah, exactly. This time, watched them way ahead of time. Had plenty of time to write the reviews. We all waited until the last minute. So Robot Overlords, Colin.
Yeah, Robot Overlords. Now,
take it away.
So I have to go back to 6 weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
When we had a movie, which I can't remember the name of, but where I disqualified it from getting a Puke to Schneike's rating.
That was My Name is Doris.
My Name is Doris.
Yes.
Because it was just a movie.
Uh-huh.
It was an actual real movie. I decided it didn't qualify. So this is also a real movie. It cost $21 million to make and has people who have won Academy Awards in it. But it looks like a B movie. So therefore, it still qualifies. I will give it a rating. So, Robot Overlords is a British movie that stars Gillian Anderson and Ben Kingsley. He might be Sir Ben Kingsley. But, Golden Globes and Academy Awards have been won by these two people. And they actually are in the movie a lot. Even though everybody else in the movie I've never seen before. So Robot Overlords is your pretty classic B plot of, robots have already taken over the world. The humans are being killed by the robots if they don't listen to the robots. Ben Kingsley plays a character who you think maybe at first isn't a bad character, but turns out that that's just because he's trying to get in Gillian Anderson's pants, and so is definitely a bad character. It has lots of elements of bad movies. Like, there is a mind-ripping device in this film that's actually based off of an alien design from the director's previous movie. So stuff like that here. But here's the thing. The other bad guy character is this other robot android character who's played by a what's the correct PC term?
I believe that would be called Asian American.
Little person.
It's supposed to be a child.
I think it's below average height is the
it's okay.
No, it's a little person.
Yes, a little person. We'll go with little person.
Vertically challenged.
I don't think they like I don't think short people like vertically challenged.
Okay.
Because they feel that they're not challenged.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, the effect on this character, who's supposed to be like the one of the head robots, I thought was one of the best effects I'd seen recently in a movie. I really liked that you had an actual person who looks artificial. I thought that the effects there were really, really good. I liked that one. This movie got a Schneike's from me. I like this movie a lot.
Schneike's. That is hard to find. Schneike's. Wow.
This was a very, very good movie. I like this movie because the plot kept going. It seemed to be like so many of these movies we watch, it's just like, you could have made this movie 5 minutes, you would have had the same amount of content. But this one I felt kept going. So, Schneike's from me.
All right. Mike, if you don't mind, I'll go next and then we'll let you wrap up. How about that?
Go right ahead.
It's true there are no shortage of B-rate robots take over the world movies on both Netflix and Amazon Prime. So as I approached Robot Overlords, I was anticipating abysmal acting and elementary school quality CGI moves. Maybe something in the parody realm between The Matrix and Pacific Rim is what flashed in my mind. However, I'm happy to report that what I got was more like a made-for-TV movie, cheaper version of Falling Skies. For those that didn't watch that series, do yourself a favor and check it out. Anyway, in Robot Overlords, the primary idea is that robots have taken over the Earth and are keeping humans captive in their own homes, while promoting only a few to positions of power to watch over the flock. The robots say this is all in the humans' best interest, and once their study is complete, everyone will be released, and they will leave the Earth unharmed. Yeah, we've heard that before, right? So in this movie, we get introduced to 4 primary children. Callan McCalif, best known for Gatsby, playing Sean Flynn. Ella Hunt, best known for Les Miserables, playing Ella Hunt. James Tarpey, best known for Nothing, playing Nathan, and Milo Parker, best known for his later work in Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, playing Connor. In addition to those kids, we also see powerhouse performances by adult actors Ben Kingsley, who personally for me couldn't have been better in the movie Sneakers, as Robin Smythe. He's the bad guy in this one. And Gillian Anderson, Mrs. X-Files herself, who plays Kate. Like I said, I wasn't expecting much from this movie, and I was really surprised. The acting was done well, and the special effects weren't nearly as cheesy as I thought they would be. One could even be confused for a second thinking this was an actual large-budget production. But don't take my word for it. Here are some experts from other reviewers. There have been many great injustices in the span of human history: the Holocaust, the Irish potato famine, the Spanish conquistadors devastating of the Americas, the Highland clearances, the Armenian genocide, but none rank so highly as the 1- and 2-star reviews of this excellent film. Fantastic Four opened just before the writing of this. With that film being a complete disaster, it saddens me that it gets just slightly lower score than Robot Overlords, because the latter is far superior. The story may seem a little thin, but the actors and special effects is not bad for an independent film. Ben Kingsley is excellent, and you could not tell that he's past 70. And finally, the plot was unbeatable, the action was stellar, the effects were up there with Avatar. The acting was an A1. I mean, I can't say enough good things about this movie. Thank Toy Netflix for actually giving us a good movie to watch, unlike the usual crap similar to The Cobbler. So from all those reviewers and myself, I rate this as a smile. It's a good popcorn flick if you're into sci-fi, and at a PG-13 rating, it's something you can watch with your kids and not have them wake you up at night due to nightmares. Mike, I get a sense you're not agreeing with us.
Yo, did we watch the same movie?
There weren't too many Robot Overlord movies, and if it had Ben Kingsley in it, it had to have been the same one.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting here and you're reading some of these reviews, and I'm checking my pulse to make sure I'm not dead or dreaming or something. So I've noticed with a lot of these movies, I can tell within the first 5 minutes whether this is going to be on the upside or the downside of the scale. And sadly, there's a trend that my rating is highly influenced by the names of the production companies associated with these films. This particular movie had one of the production companies called Isle of Man Films. Mindhorn took place on the Isle of Man, so I take this as not a good sign. Is also by Wasted Talent Film. Again, this is not a good omen for our heroes, because the talent may indeed be wasted. The talent being Gillian Anderson and Ben Kingsley. So, 30 minutes into the movie, Gillian Anderson has been on screen for all of 3 minutes. I'm starting to feel like this is like Drew Barrymore in Scream, that we're not going to see a whole lot of her, but she's one of the top billed actresses in the film. I don't like it. And I can't get past the fact that this movie had a $21 million budget. I just can't. So, okay. Let's just talk about some plot points here. It took 3 years, according to the movie, for someone to figure out how to disarm the little tracker thingies. 3 years. And it's by accident, and it's by kids trying to fix a PlayStation. The little interrogator robot character that Colin loves so much was creepy as all hell, and I have nightmares about that thing.
So successful.
Yes.
Somehow, I don't think the little kid was going to be able to make firework bazookas to fend off the bad guys. Though he does remind me a lot of the feral kid from the Road Warrior. And now the main character can control the robot because his implant got rewired or whatever. So this is kind of the idea where the movie, for the movie Colossal, came from. You know, Colossal actually in the theaters now, or maybe it's already out on video. I don't know. I don't understand. Look, this got a meh, okay? I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it. It really did absolutely nothing for me. It was a little confusing. I'm not going to tell you to watch this movie, but I can't tell you to avoid it at all costs like some of the other ones we watched. I've never been more torn or confused by. So here we go. We got I haven't seen this name in a while.
Our buddy Dave. I'm sorry you didn't like it.
There are no plot points. Well, you got 2 of the 3 hosts saying that this is worth watching, and
yes,
compared to most of the movies we've watched, this is actually, in this genre, it's actually not bad.
It's important to say what the genre is. This is not a R-rated.
No, this is aimed at young teens.
Yes.
This is if after school specials tried to do sci-fi.
Well, this is better than that one that we did where the high school kids found the armor in the basement. Alien Arsenal, I think is what it was called.
Alien Arsenal.
All right.
Yes.
Much better than that.
Yes.
Alien Arsenal had a $7.50 budget with a gift card to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And it was on par with this movie when you look at how much was spent.
Yeah. So, but the act, like I said, it was good. All right. So now, second movie.
Yes.
Stolen. Now, I will go first if you guys don't mind.
Go ahead.
No, go right ahead.
All right. Stolen. There was a time when caper movies grew on trees like bums on the street corner. Back when Ocean's 11 set the gold standard for what a heist movie was supposed to be. It's sad that today we really don't see too many of these being made anymore. Whatever happened to the art of the con? The best part of every caper movie is the end where you get to see how everything was done, or feeling like you're part of the crew taking down the rich hotel or casino owner. I'll admit it, I love these movies, and I can't think I'm alone. So when Stolen came across our list, I was truly excited to see a caper movie, but I had to temper my enthusiasm because I saw that it starred Nicolas Cage. That's right, the man who brought us Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance, and Kick-Ass is in this film. And unlike most of the recent Bruce Willis films, it's a real role where he has the majority of the screen time. Now, also in this film is an actor who most people probably don't know, and it's a real mystery as to why people don't know him. It's the down-home hunk my wife loves from Sweet Home Alabama, Josh Lucas. The film centers around the conflict between Cage's character, Will Montgomery, and Vincent, played by Lucas. Vincent went off the rails crazy after Will stopped him from killing a janitor on their big heist, a cool $10 million. Will goes to jail and the rest of the crew gets away. As Will gets released from jail, all he wants to do is reconnect with his daughter, but Vincent is convinced that Will hid the money from the job prior to being arrested and is out to get it back. So Vincent kidnaps Will's daughter and gives him 12 hours to get him $10 million. The only problem is, Will doesn't have the money and no one believes him. Spoiler alert. So another...
Really? Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Now you say spoiler alert.
Well, if they haven't figured it out by now that there's spoilers in these reviews, they got a problem.
No, our entire reviews are spoilers. If you haven't figured that part out.
So another caper is hatched, and now it's a race to pull it off, rescue the girl, and live another day. I really love these types of movies. It reminds me of A Happier Time, of Gone in 60 Seconds, Ocean's 11, Foolproof, The Italian Job, and others. So I went into this movie with reservations looking at Cage, and I have to say, he must have taken his meds because his performance on this was very good. All the other actors as well, and as I explained with the plot, it was similar to other films, but it was enough different to keep you involved. If you're a lover of these types of films, I say give it a shot. Heck, this was another one I watched with the wife, and even she stayed awake during it, so that tells you how engaging it is. This gets more than a smile from me, so I'm going to upgrade it to chuckle. If the TV has nothing on and you're looking for a good heist, throw this on and be entertained.
I think I'll go next.
Go, Colin, go!
So, Hollywood has a long tradition of actors and directors doing the same movie many times. Just taking the same idea and, getting it down to its core stuff. Like, for example, Howard Hawks and John Wayne made a movie called Rio Bravo, which is one of the best Westerns of all time. I don't like Westerns that much, but that's one of my favorite movies. Just a second, I have to look at my computer again. There we go.
For it to unlock.
And then then they remade that same movie multiple times. They made Rio Lobo and El Dorado with the same basic plot with some different actors swapped out. So, back in 1997, director Simon West got together with the star Nicolas Cage and made a great movie called Con Air.
Okay.
Con Air was a movie about a guy who gets put in jail, so ripped away from his daughter, and he was looking forward to getting back with his daughter when he finally gets out of jail. But things go wrong, and people think that he's a different thing than he really is, and lots of people get hurt and killed until the Nicolas Cage character finally gets back together with his daughter. So that was 97. So in 2012, the same director, Simon West, gets together with Nicolas Cage, and they decide to do the same story over again, but this time, Con Air itself was kind of a heist movie. So this new one, Stolen, is a heist movie. And the same basic plot. Nicolas Cage gets put in jail, gets out, is trying to get back with his daughter, but bad people believe he actually is a bad person or isn't a bad person. All this stuff goes on. Now, as Shaggy said, I love heists. It is one of my absolute favorite genres. As of late, most of the best heist stuff was on television. So things like Leverage and to some extent, some of the current stuff from the same, the Librarian stuff.
Yeah.
There's been lots and lots of great heist stuff on television. The best heist stuff on movies happened in the past with like Heist.
Yeah, the movie Heist.
The movie Heist is one of the best movies ever made. This movie is not a good heist movie. This is a terrible heist movie. And I love heist movies so much, this got puke from me. I hated this movie because the heist elements of it were crap.
Okay.
Because what's part of a heist movie? Part of a heist movie is that you as the audience are watching it and you are supposed to also be fooled by what happens in the movie.
Well, like I said, either you're fooled by the con or you're part of it along with it.
But so the first con at the very beginning of this movie has the characters in a building several blocks away from the building they're going to break into.
But you didn't know that originally.
How does that make any sense? And how do they magically transport from a building to one several blocks away? That does not make any sense. There was no tunnel underground that went from one building to another. They just ran, I assume, through the streets, hoping that no one had a camera watching them run several blocks to a completely different place. Did not make any sense.
Well, I don't know.
As far as a heist movie goes, that's a complete fail. And then the later heist, which is supposed to be, in a movie like this, should be the centerpiece, was Nicolas Cage melting gold with a thermal torch, which I saw coming long before it came, and there was no trick there. There was no magician pulling the thing. It was awful. Puke.
The first con is having you sit there and watch the movie. Is the long con. It's a 12-minute. It's a 1 hour, 12-minute con.
Okay, Mike. Take
All
it
right,
away.
your turn, Mike, to hate it probably.
Oh God, where do I begin?
Well, at least it's 2 on. It's 2 on 1 the other way this time. So
Yeah, it is. So 4 a.m. in New Orleans, and there is not a single soul on the street anywhere. It ain't Mardi Gras, is it? I'm a little disappointed that when they're prepping for the heist, that Cage isn't listening to Lowrider, Donnie, Lowrider. No, he's listening to some Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Probably cheaper.
They get the money. All right, so they get the money. How come the dude that played football isn't the one carrying the bag? No, old-ass Nicolas Cage is carrying the bag. And why put all the money in one bag? I am not a bank robber. But rule number 1 is don't put all the money in one bag. Trying to escape. Who the hell goes into a parking garage when they're getting chased? Nicolas Cage, Dominic Toretto. Those are the only ones.
It's
not very smart.
Anymore. Well, I just watched Bond, and Bond went into a parking garage as well. So,
that's the new black. What can I tell you?
Yeah.
So then they cut to the bar after everything's said and done, and the chick is bartending, and there are cops in there in uniform. Where anywhere in America is this acceptable that cops are in a bar drinking in uniform? Now, you could argue that they didn't have alcohol in their hands. Fine. But they're still not supposed to be in bars in uniform.
New Orleans is different.
How the hell did Vincent lose a leg from a gunshot? Spray foaming a trunk. Vincent is resourceful and cagey, but he didn't spray foam the back of the seat. He's officially an idiot. Now, again, I'm not a bank robber. I am no genius when it comes to bank robbing. But wouldn't they find evidence in Holt's apartment that they would see he was working with Vincent, thus proving Cage's story? This is a major plot hole because they spend the rest of the time trying to catch Cage instead of kind of helping him. And how did she know that the phone was a BlackBerry when she was trying to call someone? She couldn't see the phone. She was reaching through with her fingers. Buttons on every phone are all different. What if the Aussie dude dropped the Nokia that had the round keypad? How would she have known how to dial 911? No, she just happens to. Okay, and we now have an idea of how long of a delay. That's why they go into parking garages. They're cheap. Okay. At this point in the movie, I would just like to say I was very sad to see how poorly Bobby Boucher from The Waterboy aged, and it's sad that he didn't make it in the NFL, and he is a taxi cab dispatcher.
But you had to have loved that line though. He scares my kids. My youngest is 22. That was funny.
Or he's like he's the announcer from Bull Durham. So now they find some info, and they know he's chasing a guy that's missing a leg and fingers. Maybe they'll help now? No, they're still not helping. As the cars were flipping during the chase scene, I heard my Wilhelm scream. So, get a bonus point. There were no Wilhelm screams in Robot Overlords, just FYI. So, this is kind of like becoming a thing for Nicolas Cage's characters. Getting out of jail and getting ex-girlfriends to help him back in the life of crime after they've escaped from the life of crime. Because didn't he do that with Angelina Jolie and Gone with 60 Seconds? Like, he left, and then when he got out and had to start committing crimes again, he dragged her back in.
And wasn't she a bartender?
She was a bartender and a mechanic.
So, yeah, because she had to play two. She said being straight, it takes twice as many jobs. Yep. I remember that.
So the FBI finds out now that Vincent is alive. So what are they going to do? Now we get to the point where he's melting the gold, which, okay, I have to admit, I didn't see that coming. Not realistic, but, okay. And kind of smart, but apparently not that smart because nobody thought to bring, I don't know, a hand truck or a dolly or something with freaking wheels to roll 152 pounds of gold through the tunnels. Granted, you would still have to lift it up the ladder to get it out of the tunnel, but instead of dragging it on a tarp, he ain't in the truck. Neither is the gold. And at that point, when I'm trying to figure out at what point the FBI decided that this was a legit, that Cage wasn't lying. That to me was the biggest mystery of this. That was the cliffhanger. When are they going to realize, okay, he was telling the truth? This gets a gag. Not quite a puke. Because I think the supporting cast did okay, with the exception of Josh Lucas. I feel like Josh Lucas was in this movie because he lost a bet. Look, not only was he, as Shaggy put it, the eye candy in Sweet Home Alabama, he was Captain Ben in Stealth, for God's sakes.
I know, I saw that.
He was the star of Poseidon, for God's sakes.
I have not seen that one yet.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay.
In fact, you could throw that on the whiteboard as a possible.
Okay.
To review. No, actually, it wasn't that bad, but I think we have a thing about remakes in our rules. So this was, for the most part, the plot was pretty predictable. The acting was above that, but I found myself questioning way too many things about how this was going to actually enjoy the film. It's a plot that's been done many times before, and I'm sure will probably be done many, many times again. The only question is, when will Bruce Willis do it?
He hasn't done a caper movie lately, has he?
And as far as heist movies, this ranks, I'm not like a fan like you guys are, or like, right? But
right.
This ranks below a movie that, if you guys are fans of the genre, maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. This ranks below Tower Heist.
Oh, I've seen it.
And I'm hoping I got the right title. That's the one with Eddie Murphy and Precious.
Yes.
And maybe Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller plays the lead character in there, yeah.
Okay. So this ranks below that as far as, like, believability.
See, I put it above that because And
I just want to throw out there, any movie where Nicolas Cage has to do an accent, that's points off right there. If they didn't have the Wilhelm scream, this would have rated lower.
Yep.
Now, what I think they need to do is give the Dispatcher his own spin-off movie. Because I could see them bringing back Taxi as a TV show with him as a dispatcher.
Oh yeah. Or DC Cab.
DC Cab. Only if they really bring back Gary Busey.
Oh my goodness, he wouldn't be acting now. All right, so that's our double feature movie review. So Gag, Puke, and Chuckle for Stolen, and Mash, Nikes, and Smile for Robot Overlords.
Yeah, we're everywhere today.
Yes, we were all over the board. For those of you that are interested, Prime Day has officially started.
Yes, $30 off Fire HD 8.
Mike, you said you were looking for maybe a Dot or the big
Dot's
one?
35.
Dot's 35. That's not bad.
If you want the Dot and the TP-Link Smart Plug, then that's 31% off for $54.99 for the two of them.
Oh, Echo's only $99. That's...
You can get an Echo Dot and a Sony portable Bluetooth speaker for $67.99.
Yep, that's not a bad deal.
Let's see. 3D printers on Prime Day.
Let's see here. What can I buy through my... Oh, I could buy a Tap for $130. I could buy... Boy, they're not very good deals on the Echo. Or on because they have certain deals you can buy only through your Alexa, but they're worse deals than you buy on the regular one. Like right now, if I told Alexa to order a black Echo Dot, it would cost me $50.
Wow, quite a deal on an S8.
Yeah, it's like $200 off or something like that.
$624.99. That includes the Samsung Gear and a wireless charging stand.
Yep. Which, by the way, I haven't gotten U2's feedback yet. I started doing the On the Road Again with Shaggy using the 3D using the 360 camera.
I heard from my mom, it makes her sick.
Yep, your mom, it makes you sick. Have you had a chance to check it out at all, Mike?
I have. I checked out the first one. Honestly, I haven't checked out the other ones, but I did note that at Sam's Club, I saw that camera for $199.
Yeah, I ended up getting it cheaper than that, but yeah.
It's on sale. Is this the same one?
Which one? No, that's last year's model.
Okay, they have last year's model for $110.
Yeah. Yeah,
I didn't think that looked like the same.
No, it's not. The new model is actually much better. Well, you get a 55-inch 4K TV for $400 right now. That's a pretty good deal. 3D printer for $245. I think you already said that, Colin. So there are some good deals out there to be had, for sure. If you're looking for a cheap tablet, they've got lots of those.
My mom is looking for a new phone.
Okay.
But she's afraid that the S8 is too fragile.
I haven't had any problems with it, and I have treated this no different than I treated my old phone.
I have dropped mine a couple of times in the past couple of days, and with the same case that Shaggy has, except mine's the S8 Plus. You have the Neo Hybrid.
Yeah.
Shag.
Yep.
So with that same case, I've had no issues whatsoever.
Yeah. I obviously am a tad bit concerned about the screen, especially since I throw this in my pocket all the time, and sometimes I throw it in with my keys. I can see a little bit of wear on the screen because I don't have a screen protector on it right now.
I have one, but the edges on the one side at least are coming up.
Yeah. But otherwise, it's holding up pretty well. So.
Jesus, there's a lot of stuff already 100% claimed.
My goodness, the wait lists are full and everything already. This is ridiculous. All this stuff, and it's already taken. I just want, I wonder what's in costumes. Maybe there's a hat for Mike in there somewhere. Oh, look, we could get him dinosaur PJs.
Don't you do it.
Oh, come on, Mike. Dinosaur PJs.
Let me listen. Let me be real clear about something. Okay? I want to be perfectly clear. If any kind of rompers or anything show up as a result of Prime Day, I am coming to Springfield to personally shove them up your ass.
Oh, I am looking, and there might be actually something that I want. There is a new. It is a USB 3.0 SATA dual bay hard drive docking station with offline clone function. Support up to 8 terabyte drives. I actually need one because my existing one doesn't work anymore. And it's getting great reviews. So that might actually get purchased for me.
Oh, wow. And Echo is half off? Wow. So not even a dot. Then I wouldn't have to worry about getting another speaker.
Yeah, and this I actually like the speaker on the regular full-size cylinder. I think it's plenty good. You know, I have not had a problem with it.
Wow, the tap is 50% off. No,
Yeah.
so that's the Echo. Sorry.
No, the Echoes.
I clicked on tap and it took me to Echo, so I was.
Wow, because of Prime Day, the dot new is actually cheaper as a Prime Day deal than a refurbished dot.
There you go. Tap is $80 instead of $130.
Yep. So
Well, I could wind up sitting here looking through this
forever.
Yeah, and I probably will.
Yep. So, folks, that's what we're going to do. We're going to hit the road, and we are going to look at the good deals. So, with that said, I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
Hold on. We forgot to tell them when we're going to be on next. We're already finishing up. Don't forget, guys. We're sorry. We're in such a hurry to look for the new ones. Mike in Springfield. That's a documentary idea. That is a great idea. All right, so we're going to be back on the 24th. 24th will be our next show, our next scheduled show. But before then, I do hope to put out a new On the Road again, maybe a couple of them. So look for those coming up. Also, don't forget to check out our website, ptrradio.com. There's a new player for episodes that is now capable of working with your phone. So if you want to listen to PTR Radio on the go and you haven't downloaded the show, you can now use our website to play it live from your phone. As always, you know, I use Podcast Addict on my phone, on my Galaxy here, to download all the episodes and listen to them offline. You should too. Get a hold of our RSS stream. There's a link for it right on our homepage, and let us know. We want to know what all of our subscribers are listening to us on. And don't forget to rate the show. You know, rate and comment. So iTunes, Stitcher, wherever you can leave us a review, we'd really appreciate it. That helps get us up further in the rankings so more people can find out about the show. Also, if you could share it with your friends and family, that'd be great. You know, if we can get beyond just the Blair family, that would be wonderful. So, you know, let everybody you know find out about the show. So, with all that said, don't forget PTRradio.com and PTR Radio on all your favorite social apps. We're there all the time. So, with that said, now I'm Shaggy.
I'm still Colin.
I'm still Mike the 8-Man.
Stick a fork in us, folks. We are done. Later.